still remember the things that I have read. It says that our population grows bigger and bigger. And I have realized that it was true. But for a better and deeper understanding, let's dig deeper about our population. In 1950, 5 years after the founding of the United Nations, world population was estimated at around 2.6 billion people. In 1987, there are 5 billion, and in 1999, there are 6 billion. Last October 2011, the estimated population was around 7 billion. The world's population is increased by 2 billion persons in the next 30 years, from 7.7 billion currently to 9.7 billion in 2050, and peak at nearly 11 billion at the end of the century. Let's take a look at the population of the two most populous countries, which are China and India. China has 1.44 billion people. You can see that the population growth rate decreases because the government imposed the one-child policy. This was implemented in 1980 and ended in 2016. The policy was enacted to address the growth rate of the country's population, which the government viewed as being too rapid. On the other hand, India has 1.39 billion individuals. These countries represent 19 and 18% of the world's population respectively. Now let us take a look at the population in Singapore and how the government controlled the growing population. In 1980, Singapore has 2.414 million people, or 2,414,000 people. That is why the government told them to stop at 2. They have also backed up series of measures to deter the couple from having 3 or more children. Hospital bills or fees for the delivery of the third babies also increased and withdrew maternity pay. In March 1987, officials performed a demographic U-turn. They have 3 or more if you can. These scales tipped abruptly those with larger families who are now given priority for schools and housing. There are also factors affecting the population growth. These are fertility rate, increasing longevity, and internal migration. For fertility rate, according to the World Population Prospects 2019 revision, global fertility is projected to fall from 2.5 children per woman in 2019 to 2.2 in 2050. For increasing longevity, globally, life expectancy at birth is expected to rise from 72.6 years in 2090 to 77.1 years in 2050. Life expectancy at birth in the least developed countries lags 7.4 years behind the global average due to the persistently high levels of child and material mortality, violence, conflict, and the continuing impact of the HIV epidemic. For internal migration, this is much smaller component of population change than births or deaths. Between 2010 and 2020, 14 countries or areas will see a net inflow of more than 1 million migrants, while 10 countries will see a net outflow of the similar magnitude. Despite of this, let us all remember that we have a choice on how many children we want to have, but let us make sure that we will give the life that they should have. A better life which they can do whatever they want to, and a life wherein they go to school rather than having a job. Let us be wise and be smart. Thank you.